Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial. Good evening everyone. I hope that you are all well by the grace of Almighty and you must be sailing in the sea of life by the grace of Almighty as well. You all know that I am conducting 1000 MCQ series for the upcoming Gujarat State exam. Gujarat State exam, this is the, just a minute. This is the day 3. Do join quickly and let me share this PPT in my Telegram channel. Those who have not joined the Telegram channel yet, please do join the Telegram channel. That is Santu Sahu UGC net. Here is the link. Please do join and please do let me know is everything is okay. If the PPT is visible and if I am audible to everyone, please do let me know. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Do join quickly. Hurry up. And we'll be conducting another session as well. After completing this to 30 to 35 questions, then I will be conducting another session. So you all know that I am conducting 1000 MCQ series for the upcoming Gujarat State exam, GSET exam. This is the day 3. Do join quickly. I have already made earlier 2 videos. I have created a playlist that is GSET 2023, and by visiting that playlist you will be getting all the videos and enjoy the free videos. By before starting the session, this is my humble request to all the aspirants of Gujarat and all the aspirants of UGC and English literature. Please do subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification and to stay updated as well. Join the Telegram channel. Have you joined? Please do let me know. Please do let me know. Good evening, Saurabh. Yeah. Yes. All okay. All okay. Yes. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Sucharita. Exactly. Exactly. I have prepared two PPTs, two set of PPTs for all of you. Please do join after this session as well. I'll be conducting another session as well. Okay. From Monday onwards, I will not be available. From Monday onwards, I will not be available. So that's why okay, I'm trying to make more videos for all of you. From Monday onwards, I will not be available. I will not be able to prepare PPTs and even to conduct classes. Okay, using laptops. That's why I am trying to make to provide more videos. Yeah, is everything is okay? Okay, got it. So here this is the question number 41. This is the quoted question number 41 here, and in the previous two videos I have already covered 40 questions for the upcoming Gujarat State exam. Yeah, definitely I'll be conducting another session as well. Okay, let it finish it. Okay, let this session finish, then I'll be conducting another session. Okay, here is the first question on your screen. Who is the central character of North and South? John Thornton, Cranford, Margaret Hale, Mary Burton. Yeah, this is North and South is by Elizabeth Gaskell. Exactly, it's Elizabeth Gaskell. Elizabeth Gaskell, the Victorian novelist here. The Victorian novelist Elizabeth Gaskell has written this novel here, North and South. And who is the famous protagonist, the central character of this novel? Elizabeth Gaskell. And here, North and South. North is representing the capitalist, whereas the South is representing the common the landowners as well as the common people. Here it's not Mary Burton, it's not it's not Stanford, it's not John Thornton. Here the right answer is Margaret Hale. Okay, Margaret Hale is the protagonist of this novel, North and South. Here it is by Elizabeth Gaskell. So here C is the right answer, Margaret Hale. Got it everyone? Do like the session as well. Elizabeth Gaskell's famous novel North and South. Here Margaret Hale is the right answer. Okay, what alternative title did Elizabeth Gaskell prefer for the novel North and South? Dickens' Choice, Margaret Hale, and Mary Burton, Industrial Divide. What was the alternative title did Elizabeth Gaskell prefer for the novel North and South? The present title was actually insisted by Dickens. Okay, North and South. This title actually had given or had an impact of that is Dickens on Elizabeth Gaskell. Dickens had insisted Elizabeth Gaskell. Try to connect once more. Here it's Margaret Hale is the right answer. Okay. Elizabeth Gaskell wanted to name this novel as Margaret Hale as per the central protagonist of this novel. So Margaret Hale is the right answer. She wanted to give the novel's name as Margaret Hale, but it was Dickens who had insisted her to give the novel as North and South. North and South. Okay. North and South is a social novel. It's a social novel published 1854 and 55 by English writer Elizabeth Gaskell. Okay, space. The novel's title imposed by Dickens focuses on the differences in lifestyle between rural southern England inhabited. Okay, okay, excellent. So between rural southern England and inhabited by the landed gentry and the agricultural workers, and the industrial north populated by capitalist manufacturers. So here you see that in the north here is north in the north there were the capitalist. Okay, the industrial north capitalist. In the north there are the capitalist, the division between the capitalist, and in the south there were the common people and the landowner, landowner gentry. Okay, chalo. North and south. What is the primary focus of the novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell? What was the main idea, the focus of this novel North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell? The Victorian novelist, the rivalry between two factories, the difference in lifestyle between rural southern England and the industrial north, or love story between Margaret Hale and John Thornton, or the struggles of agricultural workers in the north. Focus of this novel. Hmm. Exactly. We'll be conducting another session as well after 10:40. Please do join. I have prepared PPTs for all of you. Do join even after 10:40. Okay, I have prepared a PPT for all of you again. I will be conducting another session as well. See here, the right answer is exactly Saurav, Anindita. This is the difference in lifestyle between rural southern England and the industrial north is the right answer. Exactly, all of you right. Chalo. Who was the leader of the Pre Raphaelite group that was established in 1848? Who was the leader? Who was the prime figure? The leader of this Pre Raphaelite group established set up in 1848. Do like the session as well. Yeah, it's Dante Gabriel Rossetti. D.G. Rossetti is actually the prime figure of this Pre-Raphaelite group here. D.G. Rossetti is the right answer. Yes, exactly. Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was formed in 1848 by the three Royal Academy students Dante Gabriel Rossetti, who was a gifted poet as well as a painter, William Holman Hunt, and John Everett Millage, all under 25 years of age. Hmm. Chalo. Who is the protagonist of the novel The Women in White? The Women in White. The protagonist of this novel, The Women in White, by who has written here the work The Women in White? It's the work by Wilkie Collins. Wilkie Collins. Okay, The Women in White. Who is the protagonist of this novel? Laura Fairley, Annie Catherick, Marian Halcombe, Walter Hardwright. Wilkie Collins' famous work, The Women in White. And let me see how many of you are able to answer this question rightly. Here, the protagonist of this novel, the woman in white, is actually Walter Hardwright. Okay, Walter Hardwright is the protagonist of this novel, Women in White. Here, that is D is the right answer. The Women in White is Wilkie Collins, uh, fifth published novel written in 1859, set from 1849 to 1850. Why is 1859? Why is 1859 important? Tell me. Why is 1859 the year? 1859 is important. Tell me. It is a mystery novel, falls under the genre of sensation novels. The story can be seen as an early example of detective fiction with protagonist Walter Hardwright employing many of the sleuthing techniques of later private detectives. The use of multiple narrators, including nearly all the principal characters, draws on Collins' legal training. And as he points out in his preamble, in the introduction, he's saying that the story here presented will be told by more than one pen. Charles Dickens' huge work. The story of an the story of an offense against the laws is told in court by more than one witness. So here you see Wilkie Collins is writing that the story here presented will be told by more than one pen as the story of an defense story of an offense against the laws in told. 1859, the origin of species. The origin of species. Okay. Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species. Is it 1859? Just एक बार check कर लेना. I think it is in 1859. चलो. Which famous phrase from the novel Paul Clifford has inspired the Bulwer-Lytton fiction contest? Okay. Bulwer-Lytton's famous work Paul Clifford is the novel. Love conquers all, to be or not to be. It was dark and stormy night. It is a universally acknowledged. Oh, the options are very funny. Do check once more whether Charles Dickens' work Origin of Species was published in 1859 or not. Okay, thank you. Here is question number 46. Which famous phrase from the novel Paul Clifford? Paul Clifford is a novel. It's by. Why are you not able to answer these questions? You see that love conquers all is from Chaucer's Bruce, that is Prioress. Uh, yeah, that is to be not to be. Hamlet. It was dark and stormy. It is a truth universally acknowledged. That is the famous opening line of Pride and Prejudice. So the here it is the sea. It was dark and stormy night. It is the famous opening line of this novel Paul Clifford. Paul Clifford is the novel by Bulwer-Lytton. This is the famous opening line as well. It was a dark and stormy night. It was dark and stormy night. To be not to be. Hamlet. It is true. It is a truth universally acknowledged. The famous opening line of Pride and Prejudice, whereas love conquers all is in the that is the amor vincit omnia on the bruise of Prioress. Chalo. Paul Clifford is a novel published in 1830 by the English author Edward Bulwer-Lytton. It tells the life of Paul Clifford, a man who leads a dual life as both as a criminal, as an upscale gentleman as well. So leading a dual life as a criminal as well as a gentleman. The book was successful upon its release. It is the best known for its opening phrase. The opening phrase is actually "It was a dark and stormy night," which helped inspire the Bulwer-Lytton fiction contest as well. Tennyson was appointed as the poet laureate after in 1850. Do like the session as well. सेशन को लाइक कर देना, शेयर कर देना, ठीक है, and let the channel spread with your friends. Recommend your friends, recommend your juniors as well. And I am here to provide free contents. So Tennyson was exactly Tennyson 47 exactly. It's William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth died in 1850. Yeah, and here Tennyson was appointed as the poet laureate after William Wordsworth. Exactly. In 1850, William Wordsworth's death and Samuel Rogers' refusal. Samuel Rogers also had refused to receive the poet laureateship, and then it was Tennyson was appointed to the position of poet laureate. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Leigh Hunt had also been considered there, but it was Tennyson who was appointed as the poet laureate in the year 1850. When is the story of Felix Holt the Radical? Felix Holt the Radical is a work by George Eliot. By George Eliot has written Felix Holt the Radical. The Radical is actually, this is the subtitle. During the Victorian era, during the Reform Act of 1867, during the First Reform Act of 1832, during the French Revolution. When is the story of Felix Holt the Radical set? George Eliot's famous work here. Where is Anindita? And what about others? And what about others? Why you are not answering? Do answer. Try to answer here. Don't bother about anyone's. Okay. Yeah, we are human being. We can make mistake. Do answer as well in the comment box. Participate in the chat box. So it is actually C. C is the right answer. Okay. Felix Holt, the Radical by George Eliot. This novel is set during the First Reform Act of 1832. During the First Reform Act of 1832. C is the right answer. Okay. Felix Holt, the Radical, published in 1866, is a social novel written by George Eliot about political disputes in a small English town at the time of First Reform Act of 1832. First 1832 is the right answer. Said during the time of the Reform Act of 1832, the story centers on an election contest by Harold Transome, a local landowner, in the radical cause. Radical because Transome's version of radicalism is not radical at all, but rather an application of the term to his politically stagnant lifestyle, contrary to his family story tradition. So Felix Holt, the Radical, published in 1866, it's a social novel by George Eliot, and the setting of this novel is the Reform Act of 1832. And who is the protagonist of this novel here? Is the Harold Transome. Harold Transome, who is a local landowner. Who created the fictional character Uriah Heep? We have done this even in the evening session. Subramshu, we have also completed another session in the evening as well. Why? Where were you? Where were you then? Exactly, we have done it also. Yeah. So who created the fictional character? It's Charles Dickens. In now tell me, now tell me what is the name of the work? What is the name of the now you tell me. We have done in the evening as well. In which novel this character appeared? Write it down in the comment box. In which character? In which novel? Sorry, in which novel? Uriah Heep is a fictional character. Charles Dickens' novel David Copperfield, published in 1850. Psychophancy. Psychophancy means what? I told you that it is notable for its psychophancy. David Copperfield, exactly. Okay, okay. Psychophancy. I told that it's a to get an advantage from anyone. Flattering to anyone. Okay, to get an advantage. Chalo. In Memoriam, published in 1850, Tennyson mourns the death of whom? Yeah, to get insincere flatterer, to get the advantage. Hmm. Yeah, in Memoriam published in, yeah, exactly. Arthur Hallam is the right answer. Arthur Hallam who died, okay, due to cerebral hemorrhage. Exactly, it was Arthur Hallam who died due to cerebral hemorrhage. Okay, the poem In Memoriam AHH 1850 by Alfred Lord Tennyson is an elegy for his Cambridge friend Arthur Henry Hallam, who died of cerebral hemorrhage at the age of 22 years only in Vienna 1833. Arthur Henry Hallam. Chalo. Who defines poetry is a criticism of life under the condition of fixed for such, a criticism by the laws of poetic truth and poetic beauty. Matthew Arnold, Coleridge, Wordsworth, and Shelley got it 50D, got it Subrangshu. Now moving on to 51, we'll be conducting another session as well. After finishing this session, I will be conducting starting another session as well. Please do join also in that session as well. There I have prepared 50 questions for all of you. From Monday onwards, I will not be able to conduct classes because I have some work. It's Matthew Arnold, but name of the book, yeah. What is the name of the book? What is the name of the book? Tell me. What is the name of the book? That is the study of poetry. And in which year it was published? 1880. एक बार चेक कर लेना, ठीक है. मैथ्यू आर्नोल्ड, स्टडी ऑफ पोएट्री, and here probably it was published in 1880. Do check it once more. Okay, in his preface to the poems, Arnold excluded which dramatic poem? Okay, because he thought that this poem is not good, that's why he had excluded that poem from that edition. Exactly, got it, Sucharita. Excellent. Empedocles on Etna, Rugby Chapel. I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 to 4 days. Empedocles on Etna, Rugby Chapel, Saurabh and Rastam, and Literature and Dogma. But we'll be trying to connect with all of you like the evening sessions. Okay, on mobile. Okay, via mobile. 1888. Okay. Study of poetry 1888. Okay. Then let me check it once more. Now here, what would be the right answer here? (1888). Exactly. So here, the right answer is actually Empedocles on Etna. On Etna. This poem was actually excluded. Okay. Here, study of poetry is 1888. Okay. Study of poetry is 1888. Chalo. Who is the author of The Origin of Species, published in 1859? Hmm. Who wrote the posthumous biography of Charlotte Bronte? Exactly, all of you are right. The life of Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte, Alice Nassie, Elizabeth Gaskell, Anne Bronte. Who wrote the posthumous biography of Charlotte Bronte titled as The Life of Charlotte Bronte? Exactly, all of you are right. Now moving back to 54, question number 54 here. Hmm. Exactly. Here, Elizabeth Gaskell. Exactly, Saurabh. Excellent. Good road, Anindita, everyone. It's Elizabeth Gaskell is actually the biographer of Charlotte Bronte, and she has written here the life of Charlotte Bronte. Okay, and she was heavily in, she took that letters actually. Here you see the life of Charlotte Bronte is the posthumous biography. It's a posthumous biography of Charlotte Bronte by fellow English novelist Elizabeth Gaskell. The first edition was published in 1857 by Smith and Elder. A major source was the hundreds of letters sent by Bronte to her lifelong friend Ellen Nussey. Ellen Nussey. From that Gaskell has collected hundreds of letters, which allegorical novel by William Golding features a group of boys stranded on a desert island. Characters like Ralph, Piggy, Simon, characters like Ralph, Piggy, Simon appears in that novel. The R.M. Ballantyne's The Coral Island has influenced that novel. Exactly. It is the Lord of the Flies. It is the Lord of the Flies here. D is the Lord of the Flies is the right answer here. Hmm. Excellent, everyone. Chalo. What historical backdrop is featured in the novel Sylvia's Lover? Sylvia's Lover. Sylvia's Lover is also a novel by Elizabeth Gaskell. Sylvia's Lover is also a novel by Elizabeth Gaskell, which historical backdrop 50C. Okay, American Civil War, French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, or Napoleonic Wars. Here, excellent, Saurabh. Historical backdrop, that is the Napoleonic Wars. Okay, the Napoleonic Wars is actually the historical background of this novel called Sylvia's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. Yeah. How does Elizabeth Gaskell describe the novel Sylvia's Lovers? How does Elizabeth Gaskell describe Sylvia's Lovers? The funniest story she ever wrote, the most romantic story she ever wrote, the saddest story she ever wrote, the most adventurous story she ever wrote. So the right answer is actually the saddest story she ever wrote. The saddest story she ever wrote. Sylvia's Lovers, 1863, is a novel written by English author Elizabeth Gaskell, which she called the saddest story I ever wrote. The saddest story I ever wrote is the Sylvia's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. The novel begins in the 1790s in the coastal town of, that is, Monkey Savan, modeled on wheat by England against the backdrop of the practice of imprisonment during the early phase of Napoleonic Wars. During the Napoleonic Wars, okay, backdrop of Napoleonic Wars, exactly B, space. In which book it is never too late to mend? It is never too late to mend, mentioned as an inspiration while in prison. Those who will do hard work will definitely get the result. Very, isn't it the title very good? It is never too late to mend. I know everybody will answer like this, okay. It is You Can't Win by Jack Black. Okay. It is actually You Can't Win by Jack Black. It's a work by Charles Reed. It's a work by Charles Reed, the Victorian novelist. Okay. It is never too late to mend. It is never too late to mend by Charles Reed. Okay. Give me a good mother. Okay. Give me a good mother, I will give you a good nation. Was the observation of Napoleon, Hitler, Lincoln, none of the above. No, no, it's not Crime and Prison. It's Jack Black's work. We can't win. Give me a good mother, I will give you a good nation. This is the observation of actually Napoleon. It was Napoleon. It is Napoleon who has remarked. Napoleon told, give me a good mother, I will give you a good nation. What do George Bernard Shaw, William Butler Yeats, Rudyard Kipling, William Golding have in common? Exactly, Guru. All of them received the Nobel Prize. They were members of the Fabian Society of British Socialist Intellectual Movement. They were all born in Ireland, or all of them served in World War One. सेशन को लाइक करते जाओ, ठीक है, शेयर करते जाओ, सीनियर जूनियर जिसको है रिकमेंड करते जाओ, ठीक है. All of them received Nobel Prize in Literature, isn't it? All of them received the Nobel Prize in Literature. In which year Rudyard Kipling got the Nobel Prize? In which year William Butler Yeats got the Nobel Prize? Write it down. And in which year Golding and G.B. Shaw got the Nobel Prize? Write it down in the comment box. What name was applied to the group of British playwrights and novelists from 1950s, which included John Osborne, John Bryan, Alan Serito? William Butler Yeats got the Nobel Prize in which year? G.B. Shaw got the Nobel Prize in which year? Rudyard Kipling got the Nobel Prize in which year? William Golding got the Nobel Prize in which year? Write down one by one in the comment box. फटाफट लिखो. They are all angry young men. They are all angry young men movement. Angry young men movement 1950s. In 1950s we have angry young men movement and the beat generation as well. Beat generation poet, isn't it? In 1950s we have beat generation poets, beat generation and angry young movement. So here angry John Osborne, John Brain, Alan Silito, they are all angry young men. Rupert Brooke wrote his poetry during which conflict? World War, Second World War, Korean War, First World War. William Butler, yeah, exactly. William Butler, it's got 1923. Rudyard Kipling got 1907. Both of you are right here. Kipling 1907 got it. Now William Golding and G.B. Shaw. Here the question is Rupert Brooke got the wrote his poetry during which conflict? Do answer. Okay. Hmm. It's First World War. Rupert Brooke actually wrote his poetry during which conflict? It is First World War. And even I earlier told that William Golding got the Nobel Prize in the year 1983. How to remember? Because in 1983 we got the First World War. Sorry, we got the first, that is our first one day World Cup in cricket. We got our first World Cup in 1983, isn't it? So this is how we can remember that William Golding got the Nobel Prize in 1983, our first ODI World Cup. And here 1950, 1925 is the GB Shaw. Who wrote about the idyllic Isle of Innisfree? Hmm. Exactly. Chalo. Here, that is very easy question. William Butler reads. Chalo. Which of the following writers wrote historical novels? Exactly. In 1983, we got our first ODI World Cup, and this is how you can remember that William Golding the, okay, got it. Yeah, William Butler it's wrote Innisfree. Got it. Space TV. I'll be joining soon within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, for another fantastic session. There are Walter Scott and Maria Edgeworth. They are actually the historical novels. Who has defined poetry as a fundamental creative act using language? This is the last question. Within 1 to 2 minutes I'll joining again. Okay, don't go anywhere, stay tuned. I'll be joining very soon after finishing this session. Okay, I'll be conducting another session as well. Yeah, Walter Scott and Maria Edgeworth as well. Space TV, Walter Scott as well as Maria Edgeworth. They are the historical novelist. Hmm. Both of them actually. Both of them actually. Poetry as a fundamental creative act using language. It's Dylan Thomas. Is it Ralph Waldo Emerson? No, no, no. That is actually Dylan Thomas. Poetry as a fundamental. Yeah, Dylan Thomas is the right answer. Dylan Thomas is the right answer. Poetry as a fundamental creative act using language. Here, Dylan Thomas is the right answer. Joining very soon within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Joining for another session. Do not go anywhere. Joining very soon. Okay. I'm ending this session. Just give me 1 to 2 minutes. Joining very soon. Okay. Chalo. Are you all sure that it is Ralph Waldo Emerson? No, it's Dylan Thomas actually. Dylan Thomas.